morning. I just decided to do a pop up and talk some stuff out that actually kind of been bothering me the last few days. Um, been happy to be back home from Costa Rica. It was a blessing. The only thing, I just need a certain type of freaking bed. And my bed at home and my bed in the back of this truck is is specific to what I need to not be miserable. And you know that you know that is the crazy part about what I'm saying. I've gotten me two good nights, worth of sleep. Been driving since 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock this morning. Uh, just it's time to get back to work. But what I wanted to talk about, just gonna be on here for just a few minutes. What I wanted to talk about is not not messing with God's blessings. You know, we always, picture what we want. What we want coincides with what God knows we need, and the two are freaking totally different. You know, um, and a lot of times we'll say it for just women, y'all want the bad boy or whatever, but a lot of times men, y'all want the bad girl. You we want the bad girl that brings us nothing but freaking heartache. And it's so funny. It came into memory. I was reminded of that when I was ziplining, and for the first time I didn't feel scared, and I had my glasses on, and I looked down and looked across the valley, and I was so thankful. And I actually, a lot of times men we don't want to talk about it, but y'all know me, y'all know this channel. I actually was tearing up. I was actually happy. I mean, really happy. And I was zip lining through the canopy, and and I just started thinking, Lord, if you let me choose the person that I wanted, I would have not been happy right now. If you'd have let me choose to go back to the drama, I would have not happy right now. If you'd have let me choose the violence and the aggravation and the pure, unadulterated, and yeah, I used a big word. If you let me choose the misery, I would not be happy right now. And granted, yes, it was a vacation, but everybody does vacations different. Me, I would like to sit around and do a whole lot of nothing, but I got to remember the prayer I asked God, 9 years ago. Hey, Lord, I want to live, and meaning I want to do stuff, and I keep on being reminded that I said that, and I don't want to go back on that, but I want to keep on living and doing new things. So sometimes I guess I'm gonna have to have 2 or 3 vacations a year to enjoy, and that one of them is gonna have to be a rest and relaxation vacation, something doing a whole lot of nothing and having fun with it. But what I it's again, when I was hanging up in that zip line, you know, we we choose certain people. A lot of times everybody says the thug, or I want the overconfident person, and I want this, I want that, and we don't realize that that person causes us nothing but pain, nothing but you know, how do we say on this channel, poor life choices, making me think, dang, why? And I've had many of your years. Is why do I keep on choosing these people that are making me and my life miserable? And I remember once I said I do to my wife now, I wasn't miserable. Even when I know I get on her nerves, I know I get on her last nerves sometimes. But guess what? She gets on mine too. But not in the way that you think. When you're in a decent relationship, I consider my relationship that I am in right now a very decent, a very blessed one. That even if this woman gets on my last nerve, there's no one I'd rather be with. I don't need time away because I spend more than enough time away on the road, being a truck driver. So I don't care how mad I am or mad she is. I need to know she's close by. That's the blessing of our situation. We look at the people. Well, I want this, I want that, I want this and that, but it has more disadvantages than advantages. You have to look and see what makes you happy, what's going to make you happy. Is being argumentative and fighting all the time. A lot of people think, that's what I need attention. I'm loved, whatever, because I got to start a fight and see if he or she cares enough to fight back. Yo, there's a problem there. And if you think that, you honestly need counseling. If you think that I have a certain type, I need a roughneck, I need a thug, I need you know, I need a hood ninja. Guys, these people didn't start out like that. They didn't start out being a hood ninja. They family had to live in the hood, and to survive, you had to cut your losses. You had to cut, and you had to know what you had to do to survive. Everybody, I want this. I want a thug. You want someone, and just think about the common sense that you just said. A thug is a guy that sells drugs, and 9 times out of 10, it is a person that sells drugs to our own people. I'm not even saying if you sell it to someone else, but you're selling it to our own people. You're making a quick buck off the destruction of our own people. You're making a quick buck destruction off of people that have used this stuff. It started out as a recreational. Now they become addicted. Have you have no values, no common sense, no morals? And these people that you attract, what you guess what you attract, especially if you're a dude selling drugs or whatever, you attract gold diggers. People that don't care about you. And as soon as the money's gone, they gone. You know what I'm saying? No normal person. They had that sister who got locked up in Dubai. unless she's a a computer consultant or someone high up in the industry of any industry, it's a couple of grand just to get just to get to Dubai, and it's a couple of grand just to stay in Dubai. Do you see what I'm saying? So if you got these, you know, these people, I'm used to that. They don't care about no one else, especially you. Think about it. Just think about what it brought you to this point that you want to go back to the negative and not receive the positive. What do I mean by positive? Receive someone that actually cares about you, someone that actually gives a crap about you, someone that'll be there if you're in an accident and you're in a you're in a hospital and you need to be taken care of. Wouldn't you rather have someone that you knew had your back and was willing to take care of you and be there by your side? Wouldn't you? I know I would. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome in. I'm just riding, and I was just thinking about a few things. And the thing is, and this goes for anyone, because we're as a race we're so divided, as a nation we're so divided, as a people we're so divided, as everything we're so divided. But just think about it. Wouldn't you rather have? Because I'm gonna say this, just because you came in. I started out when I first met my wife, who was my girlfriend. I was pushing 300 plus. I think I was 320, 330. And right now, I think I probably gained about 10 pounds being on vacation. So I say 250 right now. I would love to be straight 200. I look like a crackhead, but that's what I want to be because I felt it in my bones. But I want to be, I remember, and this is what I say about women or your mate has that power over you when you care about this person deeply. I remember my girlfriend came up to me and put her hand on my face and she said, "I finally found you and I want you to be around for a while. So please start eating healthy." There's more power in those words than why are you you're fat and you need to, you know, run a couple of miles and do this and do that. You know what I mean? That negativity we're so used to because if you grew up that way, if all your relationships were that way, if all of your life, your job, your whole situation was that way, that's all you know. That's all exactly. That's all you know. And I'm not pointing no one out. I'm just using myself as an example. And you wasn't on when I said it. I was really swinging through the zip lines in the canopy, screaming and in a happy mood and said, "Die, wah!" And I realized if it wasn't for this woman in my life, I wouldn't be here, right now. And my wife is in ghetto. My wife, she, you know, she she has that persona of a strong black woman, but I know her personally. I know the inside and out. I know that I was getting frustrated. I know she's frustrated with me, but she knows I love her, and I know she loves me dearly. But the thing is, I had to make the choice to change my mental state of this is what I want. This is what I want out of a woman. This is what I want out of life. This is what I want. And I had to change because I knew what I wanted was not what was destined for me. What I wanted was not what God had planned for me. And when you know that, wait a minute, you ever have one of those, I'm about to screw up, so I better change my situation. I better step back and choose a little bit more wisely. You know, I I learned that I got to watch my mouth. I'm using all these examples. I better watch my mouth because my wife said it. She said, "Don't talk to me like that, because I'm gonna start saying stuff back." And I said, "You know what? Maybe you need to." So I know when I'm screwing up or whatever. I said maybe you need to, but I'm gonna go ahead and check myself, and I'm going to correct what I seen, because when I get frustrated, when I get frustrated, I start becoming a dick. When I get tired, I start becoming a dick. When I get aggravated, I'm learning. I'm still learning, because you got to look at it. It took dang near 50 years to screw me up. It's gonna take dang near 50 years to clean me up too. You know. But we have folks that will get up, come on you, and let me say this. I'm gonna also say this. I have no blinking idea what I'm talking about. I am not an expert at nothing. I just know how I feel. I know what makes me happy, and I'm still finding that out. Why do you think my YouTube name is so long? I I like all of these new things because I've been in before this. I've been in survival mode. I had one guy that actually went through like 6 or 7 of my videos, just critiquing them left and right. And one of them, I have it's lawnmower stuff, lawnmower talk. But I have what's called a real mower. A real mower is a mower that was made for like golf courses, really low type turf that looks like a carpet when they're done with it. My lawn is nowhere near that. Actually, my lawn is kind of half dead right now because that's a long story short. I had, I kind of changed the height of cut, and from the videos, it looks dead. But when I got home, I could see the green that was growing in. But back to the story, the guy was saying you're cutting on the wrong thing, and I was like, yeah, you're right. I didn't know what I bought, and then don't look at this, and you're right. I didn't know what I was doing. And one of them, I said, instead of me getting upset, I said, you're right, you're right, you're right, you're right. And now I'm going to put a disclaimer on a lot of my lawn mowing videos for stuff that I say because I'm having fun. I'm getting, good morning, good morning. I'm having fun, and I am enjoying my YouTube journey. I'm enjoying it. I got enough mowers, so now I'm going to turn towards growing my lawn now. A lot of it, growing my lawn, then, fixing and repairing my mowers. I got two I plan to sell, but I'm going to take my time and make them nice, do videos on it, stuff like that. But again, I wouldn't, without this woman that I stood back. The Bible says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, lean not to thy own understanding, and always acknowledge him, and he'll direct thy path. I'm not going to even talk about trusting the Lord with all my heart. Because once I trust God that much, everybody be saying they do, they lying. But that part of lean not to thy own understanding, that's your self impulse, your instincts, your what going back. Like, I need to go back to this type of person. I need to go back to this relationship. I need to go back to this because this is all I know. The Bible's telling you, trust in God, and He'll point you in the right direction. And I had to sit back and do that. I decided, you know what, Lord, I'm going to trust you because you let me know you got my best interest at heart, even though I want this. And I realized it's so funny. It's so funny. I thought my wife didn't want, my girlfriend didn't want to be in a relationship with me. I thought I was a piece of crap. I thought I wasn't worthy of love because whatever. But I kept on trusting in God, and He kept on proving me wrong. Nah, you just ain't say it. This one wants you. This one wants to be with you. This woman will put up with your crap because she actually loves you. She actually cares about you and will only say something when it's detriment to her feelings or detriment to the house. And then she's going to let you learn and let you. And then, I got to a point where I started seeing that. I got to a point where I said, wait a minute, she's letting me get away with stuff, but that's not right. I need to start acting right. I'm buying too much stuff. Okay, this is the last one, blah, blah, blah. Because, again, I realized, am I taking advantage or do I need to relax? And I started realizing and maybe she thinks I'm not, but I thought that I was taking advantage. And no, I need to be more. I need to make sure I get the bills paid. I make sure I need to do this. I make sure I need to do that. And what am I saying? It goes back to one subject. If you're so used to all that drama and a nice person comes along, don't kick them to the curb just yet. Look into the situation. I wasn't used to someone saying, "You're so handsome, you're so beautiful, you're this, you're that," and I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, right. You're lying. What's your mo? What you getting out of this? What are you doing? I don't believe you because I know I'm a piece of shit. I know that I'm not worthy of no one's love. Do you see how screwed up I was thinking? A lot of people don't think that, but someone needs to say it. I know I'm not worthy. I don't deserve. I don't deserve the love. But that person kept on giving me that, and I was. Boy, I tell it in another. I was so clean. But when you give me that love, that attention, and all of that, the positive situation, it changes you. But you have to be willing to go through the fire. You have to be willing to go through the change to make yourself finally happy. There's a difference between okay and I'm good and blah blah blah. I've been running everything. I don't have And I remember I said that. I said to a certain person that the right man will come along, or the right man or right woman, and I'm gonna add to it, and they will remove that wall that you put up one brick at a time. But you got to give them time for the demolition. You got to give that person time for the demolition. You don't know what will set off a good man when he knows that he is loved. I always hear that crap. You're too nice, and I've heard it myself from lots of women. You're too nice or whatever. And I remember I asked my wife now, and I asked her, I said, honey, I got a question for you. And I said, be honest. And you know how I am. I get my feelings hurt, but I need to know. And I said, am I too nice? Am I a pushover? And she was like, ah, you're kidding, right? She started laughing. She said, you're kidding, right? And I said, no. She says, no, no. I said, you're not a pushover. And once you set, I think she kind of, and I'm gonna put it in my own words. You're nice and polite, but when somebody sets you off, forget about it. And I kind of heard that again on vacation. I had to apologize to my friend Charles, and because I got years of not having control over my emotions, and I was having a moment when I lost my GoPro, and I kind of blamed him, and he's seen past that, being my friend, which I hold that even more important to me, because the way he said it and the way he explained it, he literally he literally said, "I know you, and I know you was upset, but you'll be all right. You'll be all right." And I realized it because when I was checking the video, I was all upset that he told the guy, we got on this jungle jungle cruise. And I'm not a jungle cruise. It was a jungle slide. You had to walk up the mountain to get to the daggone thing. And the guy said, "Hey, do you want to go slow or fast?" And he yelled out, "Fast!" And I said, "Yeah, yeah, let's go. Yeah, yeah, let's go fast." Not knowing at 50 some odd years old, you don't want to go fast down this stupid jungle slide, because you would have a situation of tipping over and coming out of that slide and breaking a few bones. And I had my GoPro strapped to the helmet, and but I didn't have. They have like floaties with a little string you tie it around. I should have tied it around the strap, because when that GoPro hits the water, it drops like a brick. And you can see the video of me coming down the slide, and 20 seconds later, the GoPro was flying behind me. And when I checked the video, I was like, dang, I didn't let him decide for me to do this. I chose on my own. And then when next time I seen him, I say, hey man, I apologize. It's clearly, you could clearly hear me on the video say, yeah, go fast. And I apologize. I should not have gotten mad at you. Um, I chose to do this and almost break my daggone neck. And I appreciate the friendship. You know what I mean? I appreciate the looking out. The guy looks out for me. I mean, I appreciate it. And that's in a nutshell. In relationships, you have to be willing to see who's at fault. And a lot, 9 times out of 10, in most relationships, we're the ones at fault, because you chose that fool. I chose many a fool. You know, you know what I mean. And is, you know, that is the that's the worst feeling in the world. It is the worst feeling. I said to myself, I chose this person, but on in the middle of that zip line, I I reevaluated. I thought about it. I said, you know what? God chose, but I made this. God chose this woman, but I made the decision to agree with His choice, and I'm ever thankful for it. I'm ever thankful for it. And sometimes we have to sit back. We always talk about God, but bro, you don't realize a lot of times God is just give you that gentle nudge. Hey, I'm trying to help you here, but you about to go back the other way. I'm trying to help you. And even with other than relationships, with jobs, with situations, with money, with everything, I'm trying to help you here. We need. Sometimes you got to meditate. Don't be so quick to make a rash decision. You know what I mean? It's like this morning. I knew I wasn't gonna make it that far because I have the weakness of when the sun goes down, I'll get tired. I mean, dangerously tired. And the sun was starting to go down yesterday because I picked up late and started driving, and I knew I wasn't gonna make it. But I also know, I also know that with where I'm going, I got till Monday to make it, and I got more than enough time. I also know that. So I have spots where, like right now, I know this my spot I can make it to. I'm at least do 550 today, and I got a thousand miles to go. So I'm more than good. Like right now, I got 942 miles. So I know I'm gonna be at my normal point of where I need to be. And a lot of times with we got you got to watch how who's. Let me say this, and I'm trying to say it in the most polite way possible. We got to watch out whose advice we take because a lot of folks want want you, me, and everybody else to be in their same situation. Everybody's situation is going to be different. Everybody's situation is going to be changing. It's ever changing. If you want your situation to be better, stop doing the same thing that you've done before. Stop making the same choices that you've done before. Because guess what, boo boo? Your situation ain't changed. You're going back to the same situation. If you want your situation to change, if you want your money situation to change, if you want your happiness to stay, to be permanent, to stay longer, you know, I hear people that say, I get tired of my spouse, I get tired of my other individual, and we just need time apart. And this is just my opinion. Are you sure you in love? Are you just coming off of being in lust? Because I tell you, I promise you, there's been many times get on my last nerve, but there ain't been one time I said to myself, and this is 8 years, but yeah, 8 years. Not one time I said to myself, I can't wait to get away from this woman. Not once. Not even an iota. The furthest I go is go outside and work on my hobby, which is my lawn, or clean or fixing or repairing stuff around the house. I've never ever ever said, I want to go hang out with the boys and I need some time away from you. Ever. Not once in 8 years. Not once. So sometimes, and like I said, just this is just my opinion. I am not a psychoanalyst, and whatever. I'm just giving an opinion. I've never one time, and the only reason I was a rush to get back on the road so I could get me some sleep. That was it. Not one time. Because when we talk and when she called, hey, I miss you, love you, and I just left. Do you see what I'm saying? Not one time. And I'm again, I realized I was saying some of the wrong things, and I was frustrated. Once again, I need to check myself before I wreck myself. You know what I mean? Before I wreck myself. Don't When God gives you something, don't mess it up. It's just as quick as He gives it. He's sure enough. He's sure enough will take it away. Try your best to understand and see the blessings that God has bestowed upon you. You guys have a blessed Saturday. I'm gonna keep on trucking. I just want to come on and get that out of my system. Thank you for coming in and listening for a few minutes. You guys are always welcome and always be blessed and let you know that you're greatly appreciated. Y'all have a blessed day and I'll see y'all Monday. Later.